Welcome to a very, very special episode of Untold Stories. The guests today we have with us are all special women. They handle extremely responsible positions within the bank and have been role models for many, many, many people within the bank and outside. I cannot thank enough. We have amidst us Aparna, we have Ruby Jain, we have VIDYA, PRADEEP, and ALPA. They all handle extremely critical functions within the bank. They've been teachers, and I have been, turning to each one of them for when I have to learn something from within their crafts. My first question is, how has been the journey, for you guys in the bank when you joined and ever since now? How has been the journey?
Thank you, Neeraj, for giving an opportunity to unfold the stories which we had been through our journey with the bank. To begin with, it all started in the July monsoons in Gujarat in year 2000. So since day one, during on-job training, I had started learning extending the customer services in such critical situations, which is being extended till date under this present pandemic COVID situation. Then the journey included 2001, wherein Gujarat had experienced a severe earthquakes. So we experienced that, bank was there with the staff to extend the affected employees. I had been to various roles, starting from PB sales to backup branch manager, and journey continued. I had been very fortunate to work with many charismatic leaders who had been a role model, not only as a professional, but on an individual front also. I had grown a lot. And this learning spirit at each stage and each phase of the career had helped me to come across the journey of this 20 years, which I will be completing next few days.
Wonderful. 20 years is, for the benefit of viewers, let me tell you, it may sound big, but if you look around, you'll find everybody in my bank 20 years plus. I'm 13 years into the system, I still feel like a kid. Aparna has been my guru. Whenever I need to learn, some things within her space, I call her up.
Thanks, Neeraj. If you ask me about my journey in the bank, I think I'm born and brought up in HDFC Bank. I've spent over 16 years, joined in as a management trainee, and have been in risk throughout various functions of retail and wholesale risk. I think the work ethic of HDFC Bank and the whole set of people who work here, and I relate to it in terms of a lot of things that we do. It's the spectacular outcome is a result of people just putting their nose to the grindstone and just being at it and doing very simple stuff. I think this has been a phenomenal journey. I'm so proud to be associated with a department and something that contributes so much, and the bank is so well known for. That is its credit risk and asset quality.
Journey with HDFC Bank to me is like climbing Mount Everest. I started in 2003, day school campus replacement straight into HDFC Bank, and for the last 17 years have been a part of this institution. I've done various roles in the payments business, and I've been extremely lucky to get challenging roles like growing the prepaid business to compete in the market. Today I handle merchant acquiring, which is one of the most spoken about businesses in the country. The entire world seems to be coming to India, seeing its potential and wanting to leverage the Indian economy for the railroads.
Right.
So I'm very fortunate. Mount Everest, because it is the most challenging journey to be a part of an association so large. HDFC Bank, the brand name, it's a legacy. And I'm honored to be a part of this legacy. Every little triumph that I've had in my career is a personal accomplishment. That's HDFC Bank, and that's its journey for Ruby
My journey with HDFC Bank is now beyond 18 years. Joined as a very young girl in 2002 to handle sales. We were just launching a lot of products at that point in time. HDFC Bank was a very young bank, and 2002 to now, the bank has given me so many opportunities from sales to outbound contact center to setting up something called customer value management and CLCM in telecalling units, managing very, very large number of telecalling agents, to then product and portfolio management. I've launched many products with you, be it the Times card or the teacher's card, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And worked from sales to be able to handle a very large cards portfolio, which is credit and debit card portfolio, and also manage some of the very strategic digital platforms for the bank, which is PayZapp and SmartBuy. And the most fulfilling journey, I don't think anywhere else I would have got this kind of challenges and roles to dabble with and build. I think I had a great time doing it and continue to have a great time.
Without Vidya, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, and 20 years. So that's who we are, guys.
Indeed, interesting to hear the kind of vintages that we have, in terms of the experience and the number of years. My question to beginning with Vidya is that, all of you are working professionals. How do you kind of manage work and home, particularly given the fact that, you guys had to work from home? So how did you kind of manage this phase during the pandemic and during the lockdown?
So, Rajiv, I think it's been a lifetime experience, I would say. There's a lot of multitasking you do at work separately, always, and there's a lot of multitasking that you do at home separately, and then you suddenly find yourself having to do all the multitasking, both what you do at work and what you do at home, from home. It's a very new experience for everybody at home also to see what we do at work, and for the people at work to see what we do at home. Not bad an experience at all, I would say. We're all, I think, first 1 month we were lost, but all of us have found a way. I think all of us are doing a great job both at home as well as at work right now.
My experience has been slightly different. Being a hostelite for most part of my life, cooking is not in my DNA. I'm lucky to have my mom do the cooking. So between the calls, there's been a dusting pad on my hand, and I'm side by side trying to create a cleaner, nicer home and managing my calls. But one very good thing, Rajiv, it's helped me create so many memories with my parents, which I would never have had an opportunity to create. It's helped me know my team so well. So a sneak peek into people's lives you get. I always thought I knew my team members, I cared for them, I just knew their lives. It's taken personal touch to a different level altogether.
Rajiv, these are extraordinary and unseen times for all of us. So actually on the work front, very different, probably from other people, but we were really prepared in terms of what to do and how to handle it, because my sector itself was going through some kind of, challenges over the last couple of years. So we knew what we needed to do, and we were, the teams were incredible, and we were, doing the stuff the way it needed to be done. On the personal front, I think I have ended up spending so much time with my family, and that's been amazing. I have, on a lighter note, I think I just miss going out to restaurants. I miss the Bombay traffic. And I think the most difficult part is to know how to keep an 11-year-old perpetually entertained. So I think that's been my experience in the COVID lockdown.
For me, work from home was the first of its kind of experience. My family had not seen me working from home in such a situation. At a personal level, there were no helpers around, but my mother is a good cook, so I did not worry about it. All other household work I had to take care of. And value of relationship, I suppose, had come out a lot.
ALPA, at this point of time, when the entire world is talking about gloom, doom, everything, at the same time, there is positivity around everywhere. So, can
Correct.
you share some brightest moment of your life?
Brightest moment in terms of outside the bank, if I speak about, then it was the time when I stood university topper in genetics subject. So that I consider as my brightest moment. Within bank, if I talk about, obviously elevations, it is a part and parcel of any
Yes.
organization.
Mm.
So apart from that, what I personally feel that for any bank employee or even for an organization, motivation speaks a lot. It's not always in terms of monetary, but motivation speaks a lot.
I think within the bank there have been multiple bright moments across so many years, but I think the firsts are very beautiful, and we have very fond memories of. So I think my first promotion, I guess, would have was the brightest. I still remember it, and just I think in my head somewhere I just graduated from being a student to a professional, and I think that was the brightest moment in my in HDFC Bank. If you And on the personal front, I think there were not one but two bright moments. One, I think, when my daughter was born, and second is when my husband decided to take the plunge to be a professional full-time artist. We had the whole world telling us that I think, what are you guys doing? Haven't you thought about it? But I think it was both exciting and scary to just hang up your boots one day and say, I'm going to paint. So it was, I think that was, it was, it was a moment towards happiness and brightness. So I think I would name those.
I've been quite lucky in having a lot of bright moments and enjoying many of it. At a personal level, having my eldest nephew in my hand, see him take birth, has been a moment I have cherished forever. I've gone back on this question, and a lot of people ask me exactly how you, looking at my smile, people know that I must be having too many moments. I keep going back to that one. To see a new life in your hand, a life you are somewhere responsible towards, beauty of nature. I think the emotions we all go through has stuck with me as my brightest moment at a personal level. At a professional level, in the 17 years with HDFC Bank, I have umpteen number of good moments. It'll be so unfair on the others if I pick up one, but every time that we've achieved a new high in the business, every time that the industry has recognized us, every time that you walked into the boardroom and senior management has said good work done, these are all such great highs and moments to cherish. Each moment gives me a kick to say, let me just do better the next time. And I'm hoping that as I've smiled along, naming a few of them, it's got smiles on other people's faces as well.
I think many bright moments, both personally and professionally, Sanjay. But yeah, if I have to pick one brightest moment, it is definitely my daughter. Her name is Manya, and she's now 15. Professionally, like everybody would say, HDFC Bank, just joining HDFC Bank was the brightest moment. I mean, just walking into that workplace with so much pride, getting your first ID card with HDFC Bank. I didn't want to remove my tag. And then all the achievements that we've had personally and as a business. Too many bright moments to say a few, but I think it started with bright moments, or at least my career with HDFC Bank for sure.
Vidya, the question is that, if not banking, then what would have been a career choice for you?
Rajiv, if not banking, I think I'm just so much a hardcore banker now, so it's a little hard to think of what alternatively, but I would love to be a professor.
If not a banker, I would have joined my sister in her fashion label. She runs her own business conglomerate. I would have been a part of that. But now banking is so much. I'm trying to do style in banking. That's the way I have married both my passions.
But also, given the fact that, fashion, consumerism. Did you end up becoming also teaching banking to your sister, saying that, oh, according to my consumer trends, this is not how it should be? Does that happen?
Yes, yes. So you got that bang on. I actually experiment. She's my guinea pig because she happens to be the first merchant on whom I try all my merchant acquiring solutions. So whenever there is a new launch that we do, the first label that actually gets experimented, the first apparel store that gets experimented is my sister's store. So it's both ways. It's helped me in understanding much closely what is it that the merchant wants. So maybe that's where I get my insights into my business.
So, Aparna,
Hello?
we had Vidya saying professor, if not a banker, a fashion consultant for Ruby, if not a banker. For you, what would it have been? If you were not a banker.
Hi, Rajiv. So this, I think you should ask my teams, because, or my daughter, because, the amount of passion with which I think I train and teach, I think I'm like, Vidya and I think alike. Plus, family is full of academicians. So I guess I would also end up being a professor, but now I'm not sure. I think I'm happy to teach banking to new joinees right now.
I mean, with 20 years with banking industry, tough question to be answered. But then also, if not a banker, then I can think of at that point of time to go into further research of genetics department.
So, do you still read up on genetics or anything, or does banking take most of your time right now?
No, presently in the present role, I don't think so. I got a time to even watch a movie.
Achha.
What is the one leadership lesson you have learned during the lockdown? And what is the one quality that distinguishes you as a woman leader?
Leadership lesson which I learned over these years is you be committed towards your work and never give up the learning skills, never give up the learning attitude. And apart from that, good listening skills needs to be developed to be a good leader.
Leadership is not about one lesson, Ravindran. I think it's just a combination of various factors that come in. You should not hesitate to say no, and at the same time be able to maintain that mutual respect between both the parties. And I guess taking responsibilities head on, being there, committed till the end of the journey, and of course you have to listen. I think that I would put at the top of requirements from leadership lessons. As a woman, with all those qualities, I think what women bring as leadership lessons is resilience, to be able to handle failure and challenges, and basically tenacity. So I think that's my take on leadership lessons.
To stay at home in the banking environment where we've really not been used to working from home. It was initially quite a challenge to combat what was happening in the industry. But as a leader and I think as a team, we've come up we learned how to unlearn the past methods, but not let go of your strategy. So strategy being where it was, how to adapt to the environment, how to quickly turn it around to get back your market share. That in the last 3 months has been a phenomenal learning. But the leadership lesson, like Aparna and Alpa were saying, it is adapting, not letting go of your vision, keeping the vision constant, being experimental with your styles, and still striking the end objective. That's been the leadership learning to me.
Hi, Ravindran. So I think I'll say that during this lockdown, one of the crucial leadership lessons, I think it's always applicable, but it became even more relevant right now, is the fact that how do you make, how do you find opportunities during a crisis? That's a very important leadership lesson I've picked up. As a woman, I think, like everybody said, I think Multitasking is a very, very important. I think most women leaders do it very, very effectively. I think it's very important to multitask, and I think some of it comes to us inherently. The other one is to just take your team along. I think the fact that you can empower them and you can lead them and you can actually take care of them even during these times, because there is a lot of challenges that everybody is going through, their families are going through. So the fact that you are empathetic towards that and you are taking them along and you're taking care of them is going to be very important. And I think we as women also do that. I'm not saying men don't, but everybody does that. But it's very, very important for all leaders in the current time.
Empathy, adaptability, listening skills. Uh, these are the lessons that we can take away from our women leaders. Thank you very much. Over to you, Neeraj.
Thank you, Ravindra. In fact, you preempted my question. I was so tempted to ask this. There's no point asking these leaders what they learn. Let's ask them what they have to teach us. One quality that, you think is most important, one leadership quality that they are going to teach.
Most important, Neeraj, according to me, is quick decision making.
To keep your vision there and adapt to the environment, not let your vision go.
Neeraj, one word is resilience.
Yes.
If I have to quote only one leadership quality, then it will be never give up attitude.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's start the rapid fire round. First question, Alpa. One word to describe HDFC Bank.
Trust and ethics.
Integrity.
My second home.
Professionally, best bank. Personally, second home.
Who's your role model outside, other than your boss?
My mother.
My parents.
My grandfather, because in Calcutta he used to deliver newspapers and he later built a business empire which is based in South. So my grandfather is my inspiration. Very, very big inspiration.
In fact, I have 4 of them if you don't mind and give me 10 seconds extra.
Please.
It's my parents and my in-laws. My dad at 71 is doing his PhD in Sanskrit. My mom at 67 is still working and actually complains that her productivity is getting impacted because of the lockdown and senior citizens are not allowed to step out. My in-laws, both of them being doctors, they have this unending pursuit of learning. So with that kind of inspiration at home, I don't think I need to step out and look for any other role model.
And we would have been so unfair not to have given you the subsidy to name all the 4. Cannot agree more on that. Wonderful. Your hobby?
Canvas painting is one of my hobby. Apart from that, I love to travel. Travel in a sense that I love to visit places, historical places, mountains, kind of. I love to travel.
Dad always joked that I had more than a dozen best friends. And, I just love to hang around with friends in my free time. And if there's anything left after all of that, I know she'll kill me for this, but I love studying maths with my daughter.
I'm quite a fitness freak. So whether it is 9 o'clock in the night that I end my day or 9:30 in the night that I end my day, I do hit the gym 4 times a week.
Wow.
And this lockdown has done so much good because with the jhadu and the pocha, that's all the muscles are getting worked out in a very Indian traditional way.
I love cooking. I do music classes once a week. I also do pencil sketching classes with my daughter. So I love to do things beyond also, especially music and sketching.
What do you hate more, jhadu or belan?
Very
At
difficult,
home.
very difficult, but it will be
Your mother is a good
belan.
I don't like the question, Neeraj, but I guess people won't be able to handle a hungry and an angry me. So I think I don't like the jhadu more than the belan.
Belan. I hate the belan.
Right now, I want to get a break from both. It's like been with me every day. So I don't mind a break from both. What do I hate more? Jadu for sure. But yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a break from from both of them.
You're well deserved break. 2 months, long time for you to do both. Now it's fascinating. So I'm very, very sure all our viewers would love watching you guys. So thank you so very much, Vidya, Ruby, Alpha, and Aparna for time, and it was absolutely, absolutely wonderful having you. I enjoyed thoroughly, and I'm sure the viewers will enjoy too. Thank you again from the core of our hearts. Thank you so much.